today. From U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports.
By Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, it's Week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Minnesota Vikings. Alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Yellow, 22.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a gain of 13 and a very solid opening play for this offense. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now Brooks to throw. Off the play fake. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. Brooks. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Here come the Bengals. And CD, of course, it's Joe Burrow out of LSU at quarterback.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, and we'll see if he can keep a string of good games going right here.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here 1st and 10 at their own 16. Slot man moves right. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. The numbers for Mixon last week: 17 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a very nice winning streak that they're on, and they've really seen this offense come into its own as a unit. And one of the keys is that the ground game has been established, and it's keeping the defense honest near the line of scrimmage. Sometimes that leads to huge games for him. Other times, he plays a complementary role to someone else. But however it's getting done, they're winning week after week.
And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On 3rd and short, going with their tight end. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets them a new set of downs.
The Bengals hit 3-0 here in the month of September, and they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
2nd and 2, 1st down marker at the 8. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Now Brooks off the bootleg. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Cook. Looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line.
No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Cook. But he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. It's their quarterback with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Vikings take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Point after, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Now Burrow on 1st down.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Every now and then you hope some volleyball training actually comes into play as a defender. When a ball's tipped in the air, nice play by the defense, got a hand on it, but when it's in the air, it's up for grabs. And too many times in this league, we've seen great plays happen for an offense as a result of a ball tipped in the air. So what you really want to do is be that guy who comes off the back line and spikes it knocks it to the ground. Don't let him have that opportunity.
He's got a man, complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 39 yards there, a big one.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Being chased out left. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this will stay at a 7-point game. So it's an empty possession there, and you'd have to say it's not like him to come up short on a kick like that.
Yeah, and it's real easy for me to say this, but anything in the 40 to 49-yard range should be pretty automatic for an NFL kicker, especially in terms of at least getting it there. So you're right. That is a surprise that this would come up short.
They start the drive with Cook, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Brooks looking to throw on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Short completion, just 4 yards. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Brooks to throw on 3rd down. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they'd pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And the running lane's non-existent in this 1st half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Operating from the gun, Brooks. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Cook up the gut, and he still has yet to get on track in this 1st half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Brooks stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
They came with a safety blitz, and Daxton Hill got home.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here.
And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Burrow. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. And
that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play there for Cincinnati. 45 yards. Pretty good play by both the thrower and the catcher there, Charles. 3rd down. Showed a lot of trust in his receiver.
And what I liked about the play was his receiver's understanding that everything wasn't on time back in the pocket. Rhythm was off a little bit. He adjusted as well and gave them a chance to complete that play.
Again, it's Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals.
Joe Mixon
from 17 yards out.
And the Bengals are back within a score.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
The penalty is declined.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it?
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. 65 yards. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Out to his left. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Burrow.
Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it.
And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers.
It's caught inside the 25. A big play there just before halftime. And even 50 yards. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. To the air again, Burrow. Flush to his right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
2nd down and goal. Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. A turnover is obviously, Charles, always costly. But, man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And with a 17-7 lead, maybe they're just looking to get into the locker room.
So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with a Viking.
And we'll jump right over halftime and keep the game going here in Week 4. 2nd half kickoff, ready to go. And this will not be returned, so the 2nd half begins with a touchback. Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now the throw pulled in by Anderson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll give it to Mixon. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have got it back to within a score. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down. And for the defense, their 3rd sack of the game.
That number tells you that they're starting to put it together with their defensive game plan. They're starting to feel pretty good about what the offense is doing, bringing the pressure at the right time, and putting the quarterback on the ground.
Brooks now to throw on 2nd down.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Now Brooks to throw from the gun on 3rd down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. A CD, a little bit of feast or famine for him. He's had some success throwing the football, but also now he's been sacked 4 times.
Yeah, you just mentioned the 4 sacks, but you're right. He has managed to hang in there and make plays at times. His offensive line, they've got to figure it out and pick things up and give him more opportunities, and he has to help them by getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker as well.
So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Burrow now off the bootleg. On the move to his left. He's got a man. Complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on third down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it up.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off, and the Bengals are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. So a costly penalty yardage-wise, as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball, and if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow, first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 2nd and 10, Burrow.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase,
a 20-yard touchdown.
And the Bengals strike quickly here to tie up the ball game.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that will put them on top here in the third.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
And now out comes Minnesota.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
Now Brooks looking to throw on 2nd down. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down, Brooks. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. First down, here's Burrow. Flushed out right. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Danielle Hunter able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. To try again after the sack. Burrow. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
With a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Play action. It's Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Burrow bats it forward. It's a jet sweep. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
The offense on 3rd down, they have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. That's caught right side by Anderson. No gain on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Brooks throwing to start the drive. Over the middle, complete. It's Cook. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And they're going to be set up now with a ball at the 13-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Trey Hendrickson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Cincinnati set to take over once again. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
And next time, Brandon, I think you might want to consider running it because those defensive backs, they were plastered to the receivers, and they weren't letting up as that play went on.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Burrow. And he'll find Chase on the right side, complete.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. Well, they have had no answer for this connection all night long.
Yeah, you just have to think in a 2-minute situation, that's got to be a concentration lapse. You know they're going to go back to him with the game that he's been having.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Escaping the pressure right.
That's going to be caught downfield by Anderson.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Mixing up the middle. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll stay on the ground, mixing again. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
Well, Burrow's saying, let's go, let's go.
And here's another kneel down as he'll try to set up the game winner. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. A little unconventional, but another kneel down here as they work towards a field goal try. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game.
So all eyes now locked on Evan McPherson.
2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it's good. He got it. He missed his lone attempt earlier, but he connects when it matters most. And the Bengals are going to get out of here with a W.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for the Bengals, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore